Hi everyone and welcome to today's online camp session. I'm Sophie and this is Flick, and we're going to show you a few things about the horse's gaits and what the difference between the horse's gaits are.
I put some leg wraps on Flick's legs just to visualize his movements better, because all his four legs are white, so it's sometimes pretty hard to see whether he's moving, for example, the left or the right hind leg. So for now, yellow is his right side and pink is his left side. Most horses have 5 gaits: walk, trot, canter, gallop and backing up, whereas the gallop is often seen as a variation of the canter. All the gaits have different footfalls. That means the order in which a horse uses its legs is different. The slowest of the basic gaits is the walk. It's a 4-beat gait. That means a horse moves its 4 legs separately. If you listen carefully to a horse walking, you can hear every hoof separately touching the ground. Especially on harder ground, it's easy to hear. Flick is walking in a circle on the lunge line right now, and I'm standing in the middle of the circle. His right front and hind legs with the yellow wraps are facing me on the inside, which means he's on the right lead. So right lead is right side on the inside of the circle. Now we are changing directions. His left front and hind legs with the pink wraps are facing me on the inside of the circle. We are on the left lead right now. At the canter and the gallop, this becomes important because the footfall changes with the lead. But for now, let's take a look at a walk in slow motion. To make one stride, which means every leg does one step and all his feet are in their original position again after a stride, he eventually starts by moving his right yellow hind leg, followed by the right front leg. Then his left pink hind leg does a step, followed by the left front leg. All his legs are in its original position again, and he starts over again. Right hind, right front, left hind, left front. He makes 4 separate steps to cover one stride. Therefore, it's a 4-beat gait. The next gait we are taking a look at is the trot. Even though the footfall of the trot is always the same, there are many variations of this gait. Flick shows a very slow trot. Western riders would refer to it as a jog. On the other hand, harness race horses can trot up to a speed of 30 miles or 50 kilometers per hour. The other trotting extreme, if you want to say so, is the piaffe. It's a dressage figure where the horse basically trots on the spot without moving forward at all. The trot is also often referred to as the working gait. It's very safe and efficient as horses move faster than in a walk, but don't get as tired as in a canter or gallop. Horses can keep up a steady trot for hours. Especially for a beginner rider, the trot definitely is on the uncomfortable side because of how much the horse bounces up and down. Especially horses with a fast trot, taking big steps can be more difficult to ride and sit, but it gets easier with practice. That's the reason why mostly during a trot, riders post. They stand up and sit down in the saddle in the rhythm of the horse's legs moving. The trot is a 2-beat gait. It means you can hear 2 beats while the horse covers one stride and gets back to its original position. If you listen carefully, again, you should be able to hear the 2 beats. Let's also take a look at the trot in slow motion. The horse always moves the diagonal legs at the same time. Right front and left hind, and left front and right hind. Right front and left hind, left front and right hind. You can also see clearly how the horse's back bounces up and down with every step. Next we're taking a look at the canter. In the canter it becomes important to know in which lead a horse is, because other than in the walk and trot, the footfall is mirrored when a horse changes the lead. That makes everything a little bit more complicated. The canter is a 3-beat gait. You can hear 3 beats while the horse does one stride. We start on the left lead. The left side of the horse, the pink wraps, is facing the center of the circle. On the first beat, you can see that only the yellow right hind leg is touching the ground and supporting the horse. On the second beat, the horse's right front and left hind is touching the ground. On the third beat, only the horse's left inside leg is supporting the horse. Then it starts all over again. Outside hind leg, diagonal, inside front. You can also see quite well in the slow-mo that when the horse canters on the left lead, the left front leg and the pink wrap is reaching much further to the front than the right. That's an easy way to notice on which lead the horse is cantering while riding. Now we take a look at the right lead. It's exactly the same, just mirrored. Now the left hind leg is on the outside. It touches the ground for the first beat. On the second beat, the left front and right hind leg are touching the ground. The third beat again is on the right front, which is now on the inside of the circle the horse is cantering on. Left hind, diagonal, right front. Now the right front leg and the yellow wrap is stretching further to the front. You can see from the horse's back that you're cantering on the right lead. The gallop is very much like the canter. Flick is trained as a dressage horse, even though it really doesn't look like it, so he doesn't really know the command for a gallop. He does it only when he plays in the pastures or when he gets excited on trail rides. The gallop is definitely faster than the canter. Horses take bigger steps and the diagonals are not touching the ground at the same time. So it actually becomes a 4-beat gait. Something I didn't know when I started riding is that when a horse backs up, it's not a walk reversed, but more like a very slow trot backwards. So why is it useful for you to know what the gaits of a horse look like? If you know how a healthy horse moves and what the rhythm looks and sounds like, you can recognize easily when your horse is injured its legs or something else is off. An important aspect of riding is moving in a unity with the horse. And to follow a horse's moves, you must know how the horse moves. You can see that the diagonals are moving at the same time. Pink front and yellow back. And yellow front and pink back. In the wild, horses usually don't back up very often, and not all horses like to back up as they cannot see where they are placing their feet, and that's kind of scary to them. And that's it. Those are the basic gaits of a horse. Some breeds do know more gaits, for example Icelandic horses, Tennessee walking horses, or Missouri fox trotters. They are so-called gaited breeds. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked today's online camp session. And yeah, I hope you were able to learn something new as well.
I hope to see you all again soon. And until then, keep the fires burning.